How's your church doing? You feel like it is a planting church?
Yeah, it's definitely still planting. We're about halfway, 50% to full support. And so, which is unheard of for a church where we are. Like, it usually takes minimum 10 years, 8 years just to get halfway the full support. Wow. And so we're 3 years in, and God's just been dumb gracious to us. And so the church is going through really, I think a lot of people want a church of a particular flavor. And when we're around what we call them old heads, anybody 40 and up, old heads. So if it's an old head in the room, I don't mean no harm, by call you old head. But we call them old heads, and it's a term of endearment. But one of the things that's been crazy is people who've grown up in the church, who have been around a populace of an older branding, they wanted particular things to be injected into that church. And so, or the local community church assembly. And one of the things that happened is we got a chance to get some of those people, some of those types of people. However, what a lot of them didn't realize, and I say us, didn't realize is that even though you begin to inject some of these other things, there was some strengths that they were taking care of. And so I took that long way to that road to say, we're seeing a lot of weaknesses of having a very young church. Our age is between 20 and 30. About 6% of the people that come on Sunday are above the age 40. And so we see all the weaknesses of, being young and ambitious, because it's nothing we don't think we can do, so we're just so ambitious about everything and gung-ho. So that's a good thing. But then on the other hand, it's the wisdom of timing and patience and all of those things that we're in need of. So I think where we are as a church is we need a lot of patience, because I think we want the city reached yesterday. And because of that, sometimes we rush and do some things too fast. And I as a leader can do that sometimes, rush sometimes too fast, and then I have to go up before the church and kind of during my pastoral reflection repent and tell them, let's reel it in. But the thing I love about Epiphany, thing I love about the people that we have, is I don't have to push them forward. I have to pull them back, which that's a better problem to have. And so I think we're in a season of deep. I think you're always going to be getting wisdom. You're always going to be getting Hakma, Sophia. But I think right now we're really going through a learning curve in that. And I was just in Tim Keller's article, just looking at how do you deal with a different structure and leadership on growth levels and how you're dealing with that. And so that's crazy. And we're about to appoint our first elders in November. So I got guys in the eldering process right now. We have 3 in the loop now. Then we're going to have 2 for the spring. So we're real excited about that. So you was telling me earlier you was going to fellowship. They told us, they said, look, wait 3 years. Wait maximum 3, don't do it in the first year. So I'm real glad that we waited 3 years, even though it's been rugged. But I'm glad we waited 3 years to say, yeah, we're going to go ahead and appoint elders now. And the guys are already eldering. One guy's going to take over our stewardship area, which is kind of our infrastructure and finances and that type of thing. Another guy is going to possibly be taking over our life coaching area. In our community, you can't tell people go get counseling. You can't do that. You got to say life coaching. They understand coaching. They don't like counselors. And then you got, last but not least, other guy, Doug Logan, by the way, who went through our 829 process, but is now church plant resident in Epiphany Fellowship, and he's our connections guy, and he's going to be leading what we call 180, our local, national, international efforts, but especially more so our local efforts. And so 10th Press plug paid his salary for 2 years, so it's a year. Nice. So to be at Epiphany, so it's been crazy. So he's hanging out there, and they're going to help him plant. We're going to help him plant in a couple of years once he finishes the residency program. So by God's grace, we're going through a heavy learning curve, a lot of struggles, but by God's grace, man, we're seeing some good things happen also. So.